Listen to me right now. In this exact moment, you're standing at a crossroads. You can continue living the same life, making the same excuses, settling for the same results, or you can decide that today is the day everything changes. I never gave up. When the world told me I wasn't good enough, when they said I didn't have what it takes, when every door slammed in my face, I never gave up. When I was broken, and beaten down to my knees, I never gave up. And that's exactly why I'm standing here today talking to you. You want to know what separates the winners from the losers? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not who you know or where you came from or what advantages you had at birth. It's the absolute refusal to quit when everyone else would have walked away. It's waking up every single morning and choosing to fight for your dreams even when you can't see the finish line. It's pushing forward when your body is screaming at you to stop, when your mind is filling with doubt, when everyone around you thinks you've lost your mind. I've been knocked down more times than I can count. I've failed more than most people have even tried. But here's what I learned. Here's what changed everything for me. Failure is not the enemy. Giving up is the enemy. Quitting is the enemy. Accepting defeat is the enemy. Every time I fell, I got back up. Every time I failed, I learned something new. Every time someone told me no, I heard not yet. I never gave up because I understood something that most people never figure out. Your breakthrough is always closest when you're about to quit. Think about it. How many people were one day away from their dream when they gave up? How many people were one phone call away from their miracle when they stopped believing? How many people were one workout away, one application away, one conversation away from everything they ever wanted, but they quit right before it happened? I refuse to be that person. I refuse to look back years from now and wonder what could have been. I never gave up because the pain of regret is far worse than the pain of discipline. Let me tell you something about pain. Pain is inevitable. You're going to hurt, whether you chase your dreams or whether you sit on the couch. You're going to struggle, whether you're building your empire or working a job you hate. You're going to cry, whether you're pushing toward greatness or settling for mediocrity. So if pain is guaranteed, if struggle is unavoidable, why not make it count? Why not suffer for something that matters? Why not bleed for your own dreams instead of someone else's? When I was at my lowest point, when I had nothing left to give, when I wanted to quit more than I wanted to breathe, I made a decision. I decided that if I'm going to hurt, let me hurt while I'm building something. If I'm going to cry, let me cry because I'm exhausted from chasing my purpose, not because I gave up on it. If I'm going to be uncomfortable, let me be uncomfortable while I'm growing, while I'm expanding, while I'm becoming the person I was destined to be. I never gave up because I realized that the hardest battles produce the strongest warriors. The deepest valleys prepare you for the highest mountains. The darkest nights lead to the brightest mornings. Everything you're going through right now, every obstacle, every setback, every disappointment, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. It's preparing you, it's strengthening you, it's molding you into the person who can handle the success that's coming. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for someone to give you permission. The perfect time is now. You're ready right now. You have everything you need right now to take the first step. I didn't wait until I had all the answers. I didn't wait until I felt confident. I didn't wait until the conditions were perfect. I started with what I had, where I was, and I never stopped moving forward. You know what your problem is? You're thinking too much. You're analyzing too much. You're planning too much. You're waiting too much. While you're sitting there overthinking everything, Someone else with less talent, less resources, and less knowledge is out there doing it. They're not smarter than you. They're not more capable than you. They're just willing to start before they're ready. They're willing to be uncomfortable. They're willing to look stupid. They're willing to fail forward. I never gave up because I understood that success is not about being perfect. Success is about being persistent. It's not about never falling. It's about always getting back up. It's not about never doubting yourself. It's about pushing forward despite the doubt. The most successful people in the world aren't the ones who never failed. They're the ones who failed the most and kept going anyway. Look at your life right now. Really look at it. Are you where you want to be? Are you becoming who you want to become? Are you building what you want to build? If the answer is no, then something has to change. And that something is you, not your circumstances, not your situation, not your environment. You. You have to change. You have to evolve. You have to level up. You have to become obsessed with your growth, with your development, with your transformation. I never gave up because I fell in love with the process. I fell in love with the grind. I fell in love with the struggle. I stopped focusing on the destination and started enjoying the journey. Every early morning became a gift. Every late night became an opportunity. Every setback became a setup for a comeback. Every no became fuel for my fire. I transformed my pain into power, my setbacks into setups, my tests into testimonies. You want to know the secret? There is no secret. It's simple. Show up every single day. Do the work when you feel like it, and do the work when you don't feel like it. Be consistent when it's convenient, and be consistent when it's hard. Keep going when people are watching, and keep going when no one is watching. That's it. That's the whole game. Consistency beats talent. Persistence beats genius. Determination beats natural ability every single time. I wake up at 3 in the morning. Not because I have to, because I want to. Because while the world is sleeping, I'm working. While they're dreaming, I'm building. While they're comfortable, I'm grinding. I'm not special. I'm not superhuman. I'm just willing to do what others won't do. I'm willing to sacrifice what others won't sacrifice. I'm willing to endure what others won't endure. Those 15 extra minutes of sleep, they're not worth your dream. That one more episode of your favorite show, it's not worth your future. That comfort zone you're so attached to, it's killing your potential. I never gave up because I realized that comfort is the enemy of greatness. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Comfort is the enemy of success. If you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. Let me ask you something. What are you afraid of? Really? What's holding you back? Is it fear of failure? Fear of success? Fear of judgment? Fear of looking stupid? Let me tell you something about fear. It's a liar. Fear will tell you that you're not ready. Fear will tell you that you don't have what it takes. Fear will tell you to wait, to play it safe, to stay small. But fear is not your friend. Fear is not protecting you. Fear is imprisoning you. I never gave up because I learned to use fear as fuel. Every time I felt afraid, I ran toward it instead of away from it. Every time I felt doubt, I used it as a reminder that I was on the edge of my comfort zone, which meant I was about to grow. Every time I felt like quitting, I reminded myself why I started. I never gave up because my why was bigger than my fear, bigger than my excuses, bigger than my circumstances. You need to get crystal clear on your why. Why do you want this? Why does it matter? Why are you willing to sacrifice for it? When your why is strong enough, the how doesn't matter. When your why is powerful enough, you'll find a way. When your why makes you cry, when your why keeps you up at night, when your why burns inside of you like a fire that can't be put out, that's when you become unstoppable. I never gave up for my family. I never gave up for everyone who doubted me. I never gave up for everyone who believed in me. I never gave up for the younger version of myself who dreamed of this life. I never gave up because I made a promise to myself that I would not die with my potential still inside of me. I would not leave this earth without giving everything I had. I would not waste the gift of life by playing small. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop looking at what they have and what you don't have. Stop measuring your chapter 1 against someone else's chapter 20. Your journey is your journey. Your timeline is your timeline. Your story is your story. The only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. 1% better every single day. That's all it takes. Small improvements, consistent action, daily progress. I never gave up because I understood that success is built one day at a time, one decision at a time, one action at a time. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. You don't have to see the whole staircase. You just have to take the first step, and then the second step, and then the third step. Before you know it, you're at the top, looking down at how far you've come. The world needs what you have inside of you. The world needs your gifts, your talents, your ideas, your voice, your message. But you'll never share it if you give up. You'll never impact anyone if you quit. You'll never change lives if you surrender. I never gave up because I knew that my mess would become my message. My pain would become my purpose. My struggle would become my strength. My story would inspire someone else to keep going. Right now, someone is watching you. Someone is looking at your life as inspiration. Someone is hoping you make it because it will give them hope that they can make it too. Don't let them down. Don't let yourself down. Don't give up on your dreams, because when you give up on your dreams, you give up on everyone who could have been inspired by your success. I never gave up because I refused to live a life of regret. I refused to wonder what if. I refused to look back and think about what could have been. I'd rather try and fail than never try at all. I'd rather give everything I have and come up short than hold back and always wonder. I'd rather die empty than die full of unused potential. Every single person who has ever achieved anything significant has wanted to quit. Every champion has had moments of doubt. Every successful person has faced rejection, failure, and setback. The difference between them and everyone else is simple. They never gave up. They kept pushing when it hurt. They kept believing when it seemed impossible. They kept going when everyone else stopped. You have to develop an obsession with finishing what you start. You have to develop a commitment to seeing things through. You have to develop a mentality that says, I will not be denied. I will not be stopped. I will not be defeated. I never gave up because I programmed my mind to see obstacles as opportunities, to see problems as puzzles, to see setbacks as setups for comebacks. Stop making excuses. Stop blaming your circumstances. Stop pointing fingers at everyone and everything else. Take responsibility for your life. Take ownership of your results. Take control of your destiny. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to hand you your dreams. Nobody is going to do the work for you. It's on you. It's always been on you. It will always be on you. I never gave up because I took full responsibility for my life. I stopped being a victim and started being a victor. I stopped complaining and started creating. I stopped wishing and started working. I realized that I had the power to change my life, but only if I was willing to do what it takes. Only if I was willing to pay the price. Only if I was willing to sacrifice comfort for growth. Sacrifice. Let's talk about sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice your time. You're going to have to sacrifice your sleep. You're going to have to sacrifice your social life. You're going to have to sacrifice your comfort. You're going to have to sacrifice the old version of yourself. But here's what most people don't understand. Sacrifice is not giving up something valuable for nothing. Sacrifice is giving up something good for something better. Sacrifice is trading temporary pleasure for a permanent success. I sacrificed late nights out for early mornings in. I sacrificed temporary fun for long-term fulfillment. I sacrificed fitting in for standing out. I sacrificed being liked by everyone for being true to myself. And I would make the same sacrifices again because the life I have now, the person I've become, the impact I'm making, it's worth every single sacrifice. You need to audit your life. Look at how you're spending your time. Look at who you're spending your time with. Look at what you're spending your money on. Look at what you're spending your energy on. Is it aligned with your goals? Is it moving you closer to your dreams? Is it helping you become the person you need to be? If not, cut it, remove it, eliminate it. Be ruthless about protecting your time, your energy, your focus. I never gave up because I surrounded myself with the right people. I cut off toxic relationships. I distanced myself from negative energy. I stopped spending time with people who didn't believe in my vision. I stopped trying to convince people who didn't want to be convinced. I found my tribe. I found people who were on the same mission, who had the same hunger, who wanted more out of life. Your environment matters. Your circle matters. The 5 people you spend the most time with will determine your future. If you're surrounded by people who are content with mediocrity, you'll be content with mediocrity. If you're surrounded by people who make excuses, you'll make excuses. But if you're surrounded by people who are chasing greatness, who are pushing themselves, who are constantly growing, you'll rise to that level. I never gave up because I invested in myself. I read books, I listened to podcasts, I hired coaches, I attended seminars. I consumed content that made me better. I put myself in rooms with people who were where I wanted to be. I modeled success. I studied winners. I learned from those who had already achieved what I wanted to achieve. I didn't try to figure it out on my own. I found mentors. I followed proven paths. I stood on the shoulders of giants. You can't afford not to invest in yourself. You can't afford not to grow. You can't afford not to learn. The most expensive thing you can do is stay the same. The most costly mistake you can make is not developing yourself. Your income will never exceed your personal development. Your success will never exceed your self-image. Your results will never exceed your standards. I never gave up because I raised my standards. I decided that I deserved more. I decided that I was capable of more. I decided that I would no longer settle for less than I was worth. I raised my standards for how I spent my time, how I treated my body, how I invested my money, how I showed up every day. I demanded excellence from myself. I expected greatness from myself. I held myself to a higher standard than anyone else ever could. What are your standards? What do you tolerate? What do you accept? If you accept mediocrity, you'll get mediocrity. If you tolerate laziness, you'll get laziness. If you allow yourself to make excuses, you'll always have excuses. But if you demand excellence, if you expect greatness, if you refuse to settle, your life will transform. I never gave up because I became addicted to growth. I became obsessed with becoming better. I became fascinated with my own potential. Every day became an opportunity to improve. Every challenge became an opportunity to learn. Every failure became an opportunity to adjust and come back stronger. I fell in love with the process of becoming. You have to fall in love with who you're becoming, not just what you're getting. You have to be in love with the grind, not just the glory. You have to embrace the struggle, not just celebrate the success. Because success is not a destination. Success is a journey. Success is a lifestyle. Success is a daily commitment to being excellent, to giving your best, to maximizing your potential. I never gave up because I understood that my current situation was not my final destination. Where I was not where I would always be. What I had was not all I would ever have. Who I was not who I would always be. I refused to let my present circumstances define my future possibilities. I refused to let my past failures predict my future success. I refused to let my current limitations determine my ultimate potential. You are not stuck. You are not trapped. You are not destined to stay where you are. You have the power to change. You have the ability to grow. You have the capacity to transform. But you have to believe it. You have to see it. You have to speak it. You have to act on it. Your belief will determine your actions. Your actions will determine your results. Your results will determine your reality. I never gave up because I practiced positive self-talk. I spoke life over myself. I declared victory before I saw it. I called things that were not as though they were. I programmed my mind for success. I fed my mind with positive thoughts, empowering beliefs, and inspiring visions. I guarded my mind against negativity, against doubt, against fear. I understood that my mind was my most powerful weapon, and I had to protect it. What are you saying to yourself? What conversations are happening in your head? Are you building yourself up or tearing yourself down? Are you encouraging yourself or criticizing yourself? Are you believing in yourself or doubting yourself? The words you speak to yourself matter. The thoughts you think about yourself matter. The story you tell yourself matters. Change your story, change your life. I never gave up because I visualized my success before it happened. I saw myself winning before I won. I felt the victory before I achieved it. I lived in my future while working in my present. I created a clear mental picture of where I was going, who I was becoming, what I was building. And I looked at that picture every single day. I meditated on it. I obsessed over it. I made it so real in my mind that my body had no choice but to follow. Visualization is not wishful thinking. Visualization is mental rehearsal. It's programming your subconscious mind for success. It's creating neural pathways that lead to your goals. It's preparing yourself mentally and emotionally for the life you're creating. The more you see it, the more you believe it. The more you believe it, the more you achieve it. I never gave up because I took massive action. I didn't just think about it. I didn't just plan it. I didn't just talk about it. I did it. I executed. I implemented. I moved. I understood that knowledge without action is useless. Ideas without execution are worthless. Dreams without work are just fantasies. So I worked. I grinded. I hustled. I put in the hours. I did the reps. I paid the price. You can't think your way to success. You can't wish your way to success. You can't hope your way to success. You have to work your way to success. You have to earn it. You have to deserve it. You have to prove it. Success is not given. Success is taken. Success is conquered. Success is claimed by those who are willing to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes. I never gave up because I learned to love the process more than the outcome. I learned to enjoy the journey more than the destination. I learned to appreciate the grind more than the glory. Because here's the truth: the destination is temporary. The feeling of achieving a goal fades. The excitement of success wears off. But the person you become in the process, the skills you develop, the character you build, the discipline you create, that lasts forever. You're not just working toward a goal, you're working on yourself. You're not just building a business, you're building yourself. You're not just chasing success, you're creating a successful identity. And that identity, that character, that version of yourself that you're becoming through the struggle, that's what will carry you to levels you can't even imagine right now. I never gave up because I had faith. Faith that things would work out. Faith that my hard work would pay off. Faith that my sacrifice would be worth it. Faith that my struggle had meaning. Faith that my pain had purpose. Even when I couldn't see how, even when I didn't know when, even when everyone else doubted, I believed. I had faith. And that faith carried me through the darkest nights, the hardest times, the most difficult moments. You need faith. Not just faith in God, not just faith in the universe, but faith in yourself, faith in your abilities, faith in your potential, faith in your purpose, faith that you were put on this earth for a reason, faith that you have something unique to contribute, faith that your dreams are possible, faith that you can do this. I never gave up because I understood that quitting was not an option. It was never on the table. It was never part of the plan. It was never a consideration. Burning the boats, cutting off the escape routes, removing the safety nets. When you have no plan B, you make plan A work. When you have no backup option, you give everything to your primary option. When you have no way out, you find a way through. Most people keep a back door open. Most people keep an escape route available. Most people keep a safety net ready. And that's why most people never fully commit. That's why most people never give their all. That's why most people never reach their potential. They're holding something back. They're keeping something in reserve. They're not all in. I never gave up because I went all in. I burned the ships. I bet on myself. I put everything on the line. I risked it all. And that's what you have to do. You have to be willing to risk failure to achieve success. You have to be willing to look stupid to become wise. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable to become extraordinary. Today is your day. Right now is your moment. This is your time. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop doubting. Start moving. Start acting. Start believing. Your dreams are waiting for you. Your destiny is calling you. Your purpose is pulling you. But you have to take the first step. You have to make the decision. You have to commit. I never gave up, and neither will you, because you're cut from the same cloth. You're built from the same stuff. You have the same power, the same potential, the same possibilities. The only difference is whether you'll use it or not, whether you'll tap into it or not, whether you'll believe in it or not. So I'm challenging you right now. Make a decision. Make a commitment. Make a promise to yourself that you will never give up. No matter what happens, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how long it takes, you will not quit. You will not surrender. You will not give up on your dreams, because your dreams are worth fighting for. Your life is worth fighting for. You are worth fighting for. I never gave up. And look where I am now. Look what I've built. Look who I've become. Look what I've overcome. And if I can do it, you can do it. If I can rise from nothing, you can rise from nothing. If I can turn my pain into power, you can turn your pain into power. If I can make my dreams come true, you can make your dreams come true. But you have to decide right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when conditions are perfect, right now, in this moment. Make the decision that you will never give up. Make the commitment that you will see this through. Make the promise that you will become everything you were created to be. The world is waiting for you. Your family is counting on you. Your future self is depending on you. Don't let them down. Don't let yourself down. Rise up. Stand up. Show up. And never, ever, ever give up. Because champions never quit, and quitters never win. And you, my friend, are a champion. Now go prove it.